Hey everyone, this is John Sehun from InsiderSentiment.com, and today I'm going to talk about a new post that we put on our blog called Does Insider Trading Predict Stock Market Returns 2025 Update? So this is an update to a post that we made a few years ago of the same name, and it's using the most recent data. And I will leave a link to this in the description, but I kind of want to go over the main results here. I'm not going to go over it in detail because it's a little bit lengthy, and if you want to see the full specification, that will be on the blog. So I'll give a brief overview of the methodology. So we want to see basically if using signals from insider sentiment to go in and out of IWM can improve the performance over just investing in IWM. And the reason that we are using insider signals to go in and out of IWM is because IWM tracks small stocks, and we expect that that will perform better than using other indexes like the S&P 500, where most of the activity is driven by the top seven. They call it the Magnificent Seven because of that phenomenon. So when we're not in IWM, we are going to be in a zero interest checking account. And so yeah, the question is, can we improve the performance over IWM, or can we even beat the S&P 500? That would be really nice if we could beat the S&P 500. And we're looking at the period from 2020 to today, the start of 2020. And you'll notice this is a conservative strategy because when we're not in IWM, we're going to be in a checking account that has zero market risk, and we are never short the market. And as I said, the full methodology is in the blog post. So if you want to look at it, you can check it out there. And this is basically the main result that I'll share. So here we just have a couple of lines representing portfolios that start at $100. And these gray ones are the two ETFs that we're interested in, IWM and SPY. And this green line is the best performing line that we achieved. So um, when we're timing IWM on basically the trailing 3-month average realization of insider sentiment, so not using the current month's realization, but when we're taking the trailing average and determining if that is higher or lower than a cutoff, and going into IWM when we are higher than a certain cutoff. And so we you can see we beat, not only did we beat IWM, which is down here, but we also beat SPY. So that's pretty exciting. Handily beat it. And it's important to point out this red line that when we're doing the opposite of that strategy, we are also destroying wealth. So you can see that this ends up quite a bit lower than the starting point. And if you're enjoying this content and you want to help the channel, or you want to make sure you don't miss any videos that come out in the future, give us a subscribe and a like, or share this with a friend. That really does help. And so what are the takeaways from this experiment that we did? Well, the top takeaway is that insider sentiment still has value as a forward-looking indicator. We have basically shown that it's still current in the most recent period, if not stronger than in the past. So that it not only corroborates but validates all the previous research that a lot of which we share. So yeah, we achieved again, the top series achieved 145% return versus an 86% return SPY. And it shows that the results are not a fluke. So in the article, we talk about how the results are robust to choosing different cutoffs. And part of the evidence that we know it's not a fluke is that when you're betting on the opposite of what insiders are doing, that is a strategy that destroys wealth. And again, this is a conservative strategy. So, um, we're in a zero interest checking account when we're not in IWM. We're not even, in like a risk-free asset. So again, theoretically, you could even improve the performance. And just to emphasize, this is basically, we present this as like an academic exercise, not investment advice or recommending any particular investing strategy. And we go over why we do that and some limitations of this analysis in the blog post. So again, point you to that if you want to see that. And leave any questions in the comments. And thanks for watching.